Hi guys, welcome to Command Your Morning to Master Your Day ebook. I'm Teresa Cole and I'm so excited to introduce this simple system that's going to help you create amazing mornings that lead to more productive days. Okay, more productive days. Alright, so morning is when the wick is lit, a flame ignited, the day delighted with heat and light. We start the fight for something more than before. Jeb Dickerson. Introduction. I wrote this book as a quick start guide to kick your morning into gear, to get you moving regardless of when you wake up in the morning. This book is for the person who feels like they are too busy to have a morning routine. I challenge you and I tell you that it doesn't take but 6 minutes in the morning to get moving. That's all it takes to get started. In this book, you'll find the method, the tools, and guidance you need to make the most of your morning. It's a real quick read, so I don't want to take up a lot of your time. Changing your morning has been the best change that I've made, right? I could say changing my morning has been the best change that I've made, all right? You can do the same, and I do wish you the best of luck in your journey. All right, so here's what I want you to do while you read. Okay, so this book is broken into several sections to help you make over your morning physically, mentally, and spiritually. I want to share a few tips about how you can make the most of this guide. Read it fast. The primary focus of this book is to introduce you to the overall concepts, not to dive into a bunch of details that distract you, but go through the book and extract what you need to get moving. Each section contains a recap. If you want to move through the contents really fast, you can look at the recap section. Then go back and read more details of the parts you need. Do your own thinking. Don't read everything written here as truth. Ideas are meant to be a challenge and to refine you. Do your own thinking and, make it work for you. All right, so I want you to take the 10-day challenge. Give yourself 10 days to try something new and take a new challenge. Reading this book alone is not enough to get you going. You've got to actually do something as well. I'm not even going to say 30 days, right? Just 10 days. Give it a try and see if it works for you. And before I go any further, I want you to know that you can share this book, but not with everyone, right? Because they also need to get the book the way you got it, but you can share it with an accountability partner. All right, so this will tremendously increase the likelihood of, you following your 10-day challenge. Tell them what your morning routine plan is. Give them a copy of what you intend to do and allow them to follow up with you. You can even tell them, hey, head over to Sit at Home Profits Patreon or sitathomeprofits.com and get joined too, so that they can be an even deeper partner with you in the whole process of your morning routine and everything else that you're doing here at Sit at Home Profits. All right, so how you start your day is how you start your life. That is Drew Knoll. Why mornings? Success coaches and motivational leaders all talk about the importance of discipline and routines. They especially talk about the importance of mornings. The early bird catches. I think you know the rest of this statement, right? You have more willpower in the morning. Think about the fact of actually getting yourself out of a warm cocoon like a bed in the morning. It takes a lot of willpower to jump out of bed and get moving. Mornings can set the tone for the entire day. Have you ever had some mornings that turns into those days? It probably started in the morning. At some point, a cascade has collided into the rest of your day. Having a morning routine that will get you energized and build momentum will make it much easier to handle all the turbulent times that come to you throughout your day. Mornings have fewer distractions. While most people are dreaming away in the morning, you could be getting a ton of stuff done that will accelerate your personal development and growth. I like taking a creative task in the morning because there are fewer distractions, right? So if I want to take on that creative task, I do it in the morning when I have less distractions. I'm able to get through my morning routine and focus on 20% that will bring the 80% of the results in my day. I leave the afternoon for administrative tasks and random doodling around. Waking up early gives me more time to plan and anticipate. A few extra moments, a few extra hours, right, can make a huge difference in preparing for your day, right? Rather than rushing out of the door in the morning, you could be sipping a nice cup of tea or coffee and listening to an empowering podcast. You can prioritize and affirm that you will be and do the most that you can today. Mornings give you a time to visualize what will come later and gives you space to anticipate how you will get more from these experiences. One thought that might emerge, can't I do this at night? Yes, you can create a routine at night. Although many people will want to do something like this in the morning in order to set the tone for the rest of their day, there are some people who are night owls and want to have a routine too. You can definitely create a routine that you can plan and anticipate, even in a nighttime ritual. I'll tell you, having a toddler, I've had to have sometimes where things flip and I have to do things at night instead of in the day. But regardless of whether it's day or night, creating a ritual or in a routine can help you get through the entire process of getting the most out of your day or whatever it is that you need to get accomplished. All right, so let's recap the 4 reasons, right? If you can do it in the morning, you will have more power in the morning. Morning sets the tone for the rest of your day, right? Mornings have fewer distractions. Mornings give you time to plan and anticipate. Command your morning, right? Let's keep doing that. Do you have it? Let's move on. Life begins each morning. Joel Osteen. Morning triad. After establishing a compelling why for having a good morning routine, the next natural question is, how do I go about creating one? You could copy the morning routine of someone you respect, and it might work for a while. However, we want to create something that's strong enough to give you structure, yet flexibility enough, has enough flexibility to let you adapt your routine as your life and circumstances change. We need a framework. A good morning routine has several components that are commonly found across the board. The author of a book called Miracle Morning Divides talks about the various parts of having a morning routine. His name is Hal. And we're going to make this a little bit simpler. The sections that I'm about to talk about reveals the framework for building your morning routine. All right, so there are 3 core components that you should have in each routine. Move, think, and speak. Move. Doing is about making a radical change in your physical body. After having a rejuvenating rest, your body needs to be stimulated. Think of it like warming up an engine. The more radical the change, the more stimulation your body gets. All of this cascades into think and say. So think. Thinking is the act of reflecting, asking questions, and considering answers and expressing thoughts. Not many people think in the morning. We wake up, brush our teeth, get dressed, yada, yada, yada. Although our goal is for you to, build in a stack of habits that become an automatic routine for you. Some of these habits need change in your brain a little bit, okay? Physical stimulation, mental stimulation, we'll get into that. You can get into some examples a little bit later, but they help, right? So speak. Speech is one of the most unique qualities that distinguish humans from other animals. God spoke the world into existence. We speak our own reality into existence. Imagine how many times you've said, "That sucks," and it turns out to be true. What we say to ourselves has an impact on our attitude, and it has a way of getting into our being. Our aim is to fill up your morning with some speech patterns that set a tone for positive vibration and reinforce your purpose and passions into persistence. If you really think about it, hitting the snooze button in the morning doesn't even make sense. It's like saying, I hate getting up in the morning, so I do it over and over again, right? Sleep. What you need to know about it. How important is sleep when it comes to waking up with energy? While there are many factors that might affect how you wake up, the number of hours you sleep is not the primary reason. Maybe the last tequila shot did you in, or the cliffhanger from Grey's Anatomy kept you wondering how things will end, or you might even say, I'm the night owl and stay up late. I used to believe that sleep or the lack of sleep was the real reason for me not wanting to get out of bed in the morning. It made sense. After doing some research on morning routines, I have come to an understanding that the amount of sleep we have is not what keeps us in bed. It's anticipation and motivation. Anticipation. Imagine the first day of work. The anticipation, excitement, newness, and overall motivation is there, and it's massive. Your energy is high. You've told all of your friends about the new role and about how it's going to help you grow. You were up late laying out your outfit like it was the first day of school. Morning comes, you immediately jump out of bed and do your thing. Sleep was not even a factor. It may hit you around 2 p.m. when you take a nap after lunch, but it had no impact on your ability to get out of bed. Motivation. The phone rings in the middle of the night and you answer. The person tells you some news. You jump out of bed immediately with no hesitation, blood pressure up, eyes wide open. Whatever they told you on the line triggered you to react. When I worked in student development, these calls would come around 3 a.m. and I would move fast. Again, sleep was not a factor. When it comes to preparing yourself to wake up in the morning, it really begins in your mind. I want to share a few steps for preparing yourself the night before. How to wake up each morning like it's your birthday, okay? Step 1, affirm. Affirm that you have everything you need. You can say something like, I'm so glad, I'm not able to get, the 4 hours of sleep tonight. 4 hours is exactly the amount of sleep that I needed to feel recharged, refreshed, and ready to go tomorrow, right? So when I say not able to get 4 hours, you were able to get the 4 hours, but you weren't able to get more. So let's just say, I'm so glad that I was able to get at least 4 hours of sleep, okay? And then just talk about how, again, it was exactly what you needed to feel recharged, refreshed, and ready to go. I have everything I need to succeed already. My body can do extraordinary things, including generating an abundance of energy from 4 hours of sleep. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to wake up tomorrow feeling excited to get through my day, and for that I am thankful. By verbally expressing your expectation, you are setting the tone for your next night. And here's a tip. If you're feeling fancy with it, you can also record yourself saying the affirmation so that you can listen to it while you sleep. Add some statements from step 2 and you will have an awesome tailored affirmation audio for your subconscious mind to receive. All right, step 2, plant a seed of gratitude. Our first thought in the morning is usually that we thought about whatever we thought about before we went to sleep. If we fall asleep thinking, I'm only going to get 3 hours and I have to make that half-hour commute to the office, you can guess what kind of energy that is sending out into the universe. Try thinking about one thing that you could be thankful for before you get to sleep. Your beautiful family, your wonderful plants, the ability to see, hear, taste, smell, and touch anything. The seed you plant before you sleep will grow overnight and be with you when you wake up. Make it like the first day of school, the first day of work, or even better yet, like a kid on Christmas morning. And here's a tip. If you're feeling, like you could record your own voice, try, to make it sound exciting. And if you feel like you can't record your own voice, try Louise Hay, Self-Love Guided Meditation. Again, that's Louise Hay, Self-Love Guided Meditation. All right, so move your alarm out of arm reach. This is step 3. This is common advice because you're training yourself to become an early riser. When your alarm clock goes off within arm's reach, it will be easier to snooze, right, and lose. Don't make it an option. Move the alarm to increase your chances of jumping out of bed and getting things going. It may be worthwhile to buy a traditional alarm clock as well. Lifehacker.com published an interesting piece on this. Avoid morning time wasters by switching to traditional alarm clocks. It's not recommended to have too many nights in a row with 4 hours of sleep. You could use these techniques to wake up the energy. Eventually, your body will need sleep. Although you might be mentally alert, your body can get physically tired. Please keep this in mind when planning your sleep time. So let's recap. Let's recap what we have covered in this section. The amount of sleep that you have has no impact on how you wake up. Anticipation and motivation are the 2 factors for waking up energized. 3 steps for getting your sleep in tune. Affirm that you've had everything you need. Plant a seed of gratitude. Move your alarm clock out of arm's reach. That's been one of my mantras, focus and simplicity. Simply, right, this can even seem harder and more complex. You just have to work on it and get your thinking clean, right, to make it simple. But it's worth it in the end because once you get there, you can move mountains, right? That's Steve Jobs. Morning routine design. I cannot emphasize enough how important preparation is to making this routine a success. Preparing will help you avoid making fumbles when you attempt your first routine. I realize that some people would prefer to see how it goes and adjust accordingly. If that is your case, then take these as principles to keep in mind. 8 strategies to design your morning routine. Strategy number 1, be aware of your surroundings, location, and setup. Most likely this will be your bedroom. It could also be the living room, bathroom, outside. Consider where you can go if you have roommates. You may even want to take into consideration that they could be sleeping when you begin. I start my day by moving around, whether it's a walk outside, whether it's a quick 20-minute workout, or jumping on my spin bike, right? The key thing to remember is that you want to create a seamless flow that allows you to move from one action to the next. Any disruption or delay is a risk. We want to make it as easy as possible. Here are 2 ideas for you to brainstorm a list of what is around you. In the morning at 5:30 a.m. at home, at the office after lunch, right? So just think about what's going to work for you to get you moving. All right, strategy 2, do one routine at a time. Our goal is to build a morning routine as solid and seamless as possible. The concepts revealed here can be applied to other times and situations in your life. Again, like I said, with a toddler, I've had to switch my time frames. Sometimes I have to do my morning routine quote in the morning, and sometimes I have to do my morning routine quote at a different time depending on his sleep schedule. So don't beat yourself up if you can't do this at 5:30 a.m. You can still have a wonderful morning routine whenever your morning starts based on your lifestyle. But we're focusing on one. Your routine for getting up. Trying to focus on too many things at one time will dilute your attention, and it will either extend the amount of time needed to set a habit or become too inconsistent to maintain the discipline. Strategy 3, start micro. I am a fan of micro commitments. These are commitments so small, so tiny that they would be nearly impossible not to complete, right? There was a season in my life, and even now, with a toddler, where I have to sometimes just focus on 20-minute workouts. I love to exercise. I'm one of those weird people who can exercise for 2 hours for fun. However, with a toddler, time frame constraints, sometimes I can't do that. So a micro commitment to me is just 20 minutes. I have a playlist of 20-minute workouts that I can do where I can weight train, do full body workout in 20 freaking minutes. Okay. And so having that micro commitment helped me through the seasons where I wasn't able to work out the way I normally could. But because I had such a micro, manageable process to my workouts, it just seems so easy. Like it's silly to me to skip 20 minutes. Anybody can do 20 minutes. And so that was a way for me to maintain until I could get back to my more, intense workouts. So yeah. When you make small commitments, they are nearly impossible not to complete. When it comes to habit and construction and deconstruction, we start with the smaller behavioral changes. This helps build momentum for bigger changes. There are some that say you have to go all or nothing. That may be true for some things. I would argue that, all or nothing is a 50-50 shot, right? Micro commitments are more like an 80-20 shot. It's much more likely that you will follow through. Start with the actions that take you less than 3 minutes to complete, right? Look at the morning routine framework. The categories are somewhat broad and you can fill them in, with different variations of activities. I recommend starting with 1 to 3 minutes each, and then you can work yourself up to like the 20 minutes, like I was telling you about the workouts. The whole point is to build a habit of completing a routine, completing things, right? After you're in the habit of completing a routine, it will become much easier to create another one. Remember, forgive yourself when you fail. Nothing is perfect. There will be days where something throws you off and you might forget. Don't sit in the negativity of beating yourself up over the past. Keep moving forward and continue. Strategy 4, make a checklist. Make a checklist. This is a great way to set up your morning routine in the order that you will try first based on your checklist. Make the list visible somewhere so that you can track your completion daily. A simple method is to erase the checklist daily before you go to bed, then check the things off as you do them in the morning. If you're a digital person, you can track your progress on your phone. I suggest using a program like Evernote or something that can keep your list in a digital format that is handy for you while you work. I use the stopwatch and the timer on my phone all the time so that I can easily check off my routines as I complete them. I also have a list of things that I'm going to do written on my mirror. It's hard to miss it in the morning. It serves as a great reminder when I start my day. Another great app, if you want to do this online, is Monday.com. Monday.com is very helpful in helping you keep track of the tasks that you have to do in a day. Strategy 5, have a reason why. Have a reason why. I could give you a million reasons why I do a morning routine. Why do you do yours? Without a why, there's no point. Not enough whys, and you will quickly find yourself back with Mr. Snuggles after 3 days of trying this, right? Something new. Make a list of your reasons why. This is the time to think big. What will having a solid morning routine set in motion? Say that again. What will having a solid morning routine set in motion? A positive day at work, a good exercise routine, healthy eating. Tell me. State your reasons why. On Facebook can you just kind of avoid that in the mornings so that you can build accountability for yourself? Why avoiding those, conversations that are depleting, or Facebook or social media platforms first thing in the morning? Why avoiding that can help you build the accountability for yourself to get the things done that you need to get done in your morning. The pressure will be on. Additionally, have a reason why for each new behavior that you introduce into your routine. Strategy number 6, be accountable. The desire to stay the same will be stronger than your desire to change. I won't lie. It's going to be like drinking nutty juice without any additional flavoring. We could all use a little help to keep ourselves moving. An accountability partner or a group is a good way to do this, right? So then, once you have completed your task in the mornings, then you can log into maybe even groups that you might find on social media to record your progress, right? So when you find groups that are aligned with what you want to do and accomplish versus just random strolling, you will find that social media world is a better place for you and makes it more, in line with your goals. Okay. So this will help you have accountability partners and use your social media time in a more productive way. Many people have recommended, right, coaching apps designed to keep you motivated around your goals. But you can try it if you like. However, there are free ways and groups within social media that you can utilize to help keep yourself accountable for your specific goals. Okay. Strategy 7. Okay, set up small rewards. How will you reward your success in completing your micro commitments? Set yourself up with some things you enjoy celebrating. Your progress is important, so celebrate it along the way. It could be a date night, a movie, some ice cream, a piece of carrot cake, whatever you like. This morning routine is more than just a dry training exercise. This is your life, and we need to celebrate. All right, so strategy 8, let's focus on repetition. The whole point of having a short morning routine is to make it easy to do every day. If you don't choose to do all 6 activities or whatever you plan, it's okay. Just remember to repeat something every day. Discipline is what gets you there. Habits carry you the rest of the way. Hold your discipline long enough for a habit to form. Okay, so let's recap what we've discussed in this section. Let's recap those 8 strategies in case you forgot. Be aware of your surroundings. Do one routine at a time. Start with micro tasks. Make a checklist. Have a reason why. Be accountable. Set up small rewards. Focus on repetition. I arise in the morning, torn between a desire to improve the world and a desire to enjoy the world. Wow, right? That makes it hard to plan the day. That is E.B. White. All right, so let's get practical stuff you can actually do. We've covered a lot of concepts and strategies so far. Now we'll go as far as to give you some activities that can be integrated into your morning routine. These are quick exercises and they don't take very long for you to do. Remember, we want to cover the morning triad to make her momentum building and preparation complete. Remember this: move, think, speak. 10 ways to move in the morning, right? You can do wall sit. Wall sit is a stationary workout for your thighs. I used to do this and it was just something to get me moving before I was able to, really get into my full workouts. And sometimes if you do a wall sit and you're not even able to get to all of your workout, at least you did something, right? So after I complete my wall sit, I would let my legs just kind of stretch and all this stuff, and they will feel warm and my body would feel ready to get up and get moving. You can do a wall sit for 1 minute. They're very easy, and you can definitely find some things on YouTube that will help you understand what they are. All right, so yoga downward dog. Probably the first yoga position that was taught, and it's for good reason. It's fairly easy to do. All right, and it gets your upper body activated. And you can start doing this for 1 minute and you will see and feel results after at least 10 days. So you can go to YouTube and look up downward dog in yoga positions. Jumping jacks, right? We all know about this one. The exact same exercise you probably did for PE in school can be a great way to get your body moving in the morning. No preparation is needed to do this. All you have to do is stand up and start doing your jumping jacks. To challenge yourself to go faster, you could do this for 2 minutes and then time yourself, and each day try to go faster. You can also find some jumping jacks challenges on YouTube. All right, so these exercise strategies that I'm giving you, they only require you to have space to stand. All you have to do is start, imitating that you're running. You can try that. Just don't run into anything, right? Run in place. If you feel you need to move and run around and challenge yourself, you can just do high knees or butt kicks. And you can also look up high knees or butt kicks on YouTube. You can try the same challenges as jumping jacks or anything of that nature to get faster over time. So if you want to do high knees, butt kicks, or jumping jacks, you can time yourself, do them for 1 to 2 minutes, and then try to do more the next day if you don't have a lot of time to work out. But that'll help get your blood pumping, get you moving. Don't forget to drink some water after you finish. After a night of sleeping, just think about how important it is to drink water. So let's go over drinking water. It will help you stay hydrated, because after your body has been sleeping all night, it is slightly dehydrated. So we need to be sure to add water to our system to keep the blood flowing and keep hydrated. Some sources say that drinking water in the morning is the best, right? So I recommend starting with 1 glass, and then that should be enough to get you going, and then just continue to drink more as the day goes on. You can even try something like nani juice or some other type of, smoothie or something after you drink the water to help continue to flush toxins and get your blood flowing in a good way. All right, so another tip, you can walk around. This is an activity that might take you more than a minute to complete, but it's nice, right? Going for a walk is a low impact physical exercise that you can combine with anything else. So you can use this as a power habit, and you can build a routine around your walk, right? Dance, right? You can find like quick dance workouts on YouTube, short dance workouts, and that's fun when you could just put on a nice song or find something like a Michael Jackson song, start moving. In less than 2 minutes, you are feeling energized and you're ready to start your day. Just make sure that you choose a song that is upbeat. All right, so focusing on your breath for 1 minute moves oxygen throughout your body. Using a breathing pattern can help kick your neurotransmitters into higher gear. Tony Robbins is a great fan of breath exercises, and other high achievers like Tony Robbins also talk about breath exercises in the morning and how great they are for your morning routine. All right, so you can try breathing in through your nose for 4 breaths. Right? So when you breathe in, of course, you have to breathe out. So as you heard, I did 4 breaths, breathe in and exhale. You want to hold them a little longer. I'm just a little nervous that my dog might start barking. So I'm trying to move this along a little faster to ensure that I get the full recording. So if he does bark, just stay with me, please, because I don't want to re-record this. I want you to understand as we are moving forward and we're breathing and we're doing our morning routines, life happens and you just got to continue on, especially when you have a toddler that's sleeping and you only have a couple of minutes to record and you can't redo it. So whatever happens in the background happens. That had nothing to do with the book, but hopefully it gave you a laugh and it let you know that you can continue and do what you have to do regardless of what is going on. So the 4 breaths going on helps you to, again, get that blood pumping. And, the recommendation is 30 rounds. Yeah, you can do that if you have the time, but if you have to start with 15, start with 15. But that's a great way to get things moving. All right, so the Tony Robbins pattern is 1, 4, 2. These numbers represent a pattern for breathing. Let's imagine that you first inhale for 1 second. The next number in the pattern is 4. You will hold your breath for 4 seconds. So you would inhale, right? And then I held it for the 4 seconds. And then in the last number in the pattern is 2. So that means you would exhale for 2 seconds. So inhale. Right. So inhale 1 second, hold for 4, release for 2. All right, so stretching is a good way to get your muscles warmed up. This is another technique. And after a night of being curled up in a good way, right, relaxing, you need to reactivate your body. This activity overlaps with the downward dog. You can add more yoga poses if it works for you, and there are a ton of resources online that will help you get stretched and ready to start your morning. Assume a power pose. Amy Cuddy took a stand on the TED Talk stage. Literally, when she introduced the idea of taking certain poses, she implicated that they could dramatically impact our mood, confidence, and emotions. If you haven't done so yet, go check out her talk on body language and power posing. She says your body shapes who you are. One of my favorite power poses is the superhero pose. As I jump out of bed in the morning, I take the Superman pose for about 1 to 2 minutes, looking across the sky, envisioning that I'm going to take on the world and save lives today. Yes, I am, and yes, I do. So more like the Superwoman pose, but you get the drift. But you can check out Amy Cuddy's talk on TED Talks, and her last name is spelled Cuddy on the talk of power poses. All right, so smile. In 1989, Dr. Robert Zanjak published findings that demonstrated the effects of facial expressions being performed in front of a mirror. The participants indicated that their mood was good after making an E sound in front of the mirror for 2 minutes, as opposed to a sound like I don't want to get up this morning. So doing that E sound made the day go much better. Smile in front of the mirror for 2 minutes and make the vowel sound like E, wee, woo, or whatever. As long as something is going upward in your vibration, it will help change your vibration, elevate your mood. Smiling will make a good effect, but adding a vibration gets the whole body resonating with the facial expression. So give it a try. All right, good. Find good songs for smiling as well. That will help. Massage your face in the same way that you smile, and how smiling can impact your mood. Massaging your face can get you feeling energized and ready to take on the world. Rather than walking around with a sleepy face, you can manually massage the muscles in your face and get them warmed up before you smile or do any speaking, or even before you exercise. Rub under your eyelids. Massage your jawline. This is a good exercise to do before you even jump out of bed, and you will notice the difference. So those are some tips. Another thing to do, of course, is to eat breakfast, but eat a light breakfast, right? Make sure that it is power packed with nutrients, but light. So you can cook something that is not going to make you feel too tired, too weighed down, not too much bread, but something like a nice smoothie or light egg whites or something that's going to give you energy, protein, and things that is going to uplift your energy. If you eat a lot of heavy stuff like bacon and pancakes every single morning, then you're going to feel more tired and weighed down. Maybe reserve that stuff for like Saturday mornings when you're around the house or something like that. But on a day where you have a lot to accomplish, try to focus on more smoothies, like I said, protein of a light matter like egg whites or something, and you will find that it's going to make a big difference in your energy level. All right, so 5 ways to think in the morning. Having a gratitude journal helps. Take a minute to write a few things that you are grateful for in the morning. This helps you to get out of your own head and put something down on paper. After a while, you will have a full book of gratitude that you can look over that will even motivate you and inspire you even later. I highly recommend that solopreneurs do something like this. The solo business world can be overwhelming and depressing at times because you do spend a lot of time working on your vision. and you may not have a lot of people around you who understand what you're going through. But this is a good time to interject habits that will help drive inspiration and motivation. Free writing. Free writing will allow you to put your thoughts on paper. No matter what they are, grab a journal or notebook that you can quickly access in the morning. Then begin writing as much as you want and write whatever you want. There's no structure or code of how to write, and it might be a good idea to set a word count restraint for yourself. I usually commit to write about 500 words in the morning to fill up the page on my journal. So whatever you want to do is up to you. You are free to do whatever you wish. Meditation is not a mystical practice, but it is one you should try. You don't need to worry about levitating your body or anything, or losing yourself in meditation unless you want to. Meditation involves getting into the right body position and setting your mind focused on nothing but one thing. And a good way to start meditation is to have one singular thing to focus on. This way you will become aware when your thoughts drift to other things. Some things that you could focus on is a dot on the wall, a light that is lit within a candle. All right, count your breaths on up to 9 and then start over. This practice came from studying Ninjutsu. This is the art of ninja. Counting your breath from 1 to 9 and starting over ensures that your focus stays where it should. How many cycles can you do? You may find that you drift and count up to 20 sometimes. Don't get angry at yourself. Just accept what has happened and start over again. Prayer. Prayer is acknowledging and listening to God. Now, I know that not everyone reading this believes in God. Prayer may not be a practice that everyone takes on. I offer it to those who do pray. I'm not going to tell you exactly how to pray. This is a personal act. However, I do have some tips to consider as you pray, and these are the things that you should do when you pray. It may be helpful. Start with gratitude. Acknowledge that you are powerful and resourceful. Everything you need is supplied. And then ask for wisdom and guidance to empower yourself and others with words, actions, and thoughts throughout the day. Just give it a shot. Visualization. Visualization is a topic taken on by many psychological fields. I could write a whole book on how to visualize. We won't be able to go into the specifics of it in this book. What you can do is start simple. Don't make visualization too complicated. Here are some things that can guide you. Picture yourself in the moment of your ideal situation. See what you are doing with your facial expressions when you are picturing that. Listen to what sounds that are around you and what you are saying and what others are saying. Visualize the smells and how you feel as you are visualizing the things you want. The more specific and detailed your visualizations are, the more powerful it is. Our minds does not distinguish between imagination and reality. It will believe only what you tell it. If you'd like to learn more about this topic, I encourage you to study NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. Okay, and you can find a lot of information about that on YouTube, right? But do your research and make sure that you're getting the right information on NLP. 4 ways to speak in the morning. Gratitude out loud. When I take my morning walk, I like to give gratitude for the things that I am grateful for. When I am in the act of gratitude, something interesting happens. All the negative thoughts and feelings that may have existed temporarily disappear. When I work with my clients, I like to disrupt the spiraling thinking, the spiraling out of control thinking, okay? And I want to find out, what are you grateful for? Let's start there. Then affirmations. You may hear varying opinions about affirmations. You may believe that it's some bullcrap that makes you sound like a crazy person. Your friends may agree with you. I want to challenge you to hold your judgment until you give it a fair shot. The reason why I ask for this is that opinions about affirmation sometimes are improper, but affirmations, when used correctly, can actually do something amazing for our mindsets and for our focus. They are reminders of who we are and who we are becoming. That may be a little confusing, so let me explain. In the words of Earl Nightingale, we become what we think about. Most of the time, we become what we focus on the most. This theory has been presented in many different places and contexts. This is merit that it may be true and worth considering. Our thoughts are things, and they guide us into who we are becoming. If this is true, then we can use our words to help guide our thoughts and our focus to create the things we want. How to create affirmations that work. Write your affirmations in the present tense as though they are happening right now. For example, I'm so glad that I get to share wisdom with audiences each day and still have a sense of confidence and security. Avoid negative language. This means not including words like not, won't. Always avoid using words that simply lack I won't. It's not a part of your affirmation. Keep them personal. Affirmations are for you, your actions and your feelings, your manifestations. Adding to others will do or be a waste of time. If you try to focus on you with your affirmations, you can't add these other elements that will distract your pure affirmations for what you're intending for your life. Keep them powerful. Make them short, concise statements that you can command into existence. And it might feel a little crazy at first, but it works. Trust me. Incantations. Incantations are like affirmations, but shorter and more powerful. The definition of incantations might suggest magical spells or sounds like some pagan rituals. I'm not endorsing that at all. I'm not saying anything about using any type of magic spells or rituals, but what I do mean is that you can create short phrases that have been repeated over and over. I also recommend combining them with physical activity to really connect to the neurons and integrate them into your system as to what you're trying to create. Tony Robbins uses incantations in his morning routine. In his story, he talks about the time when he ran 12 miles and he ran home saying, I'm getting better and stronger each day in each and every way. Don't hold me to the exact wording. What you would like with your incarnations to look like, what you would like for them to look like or sound like is up to you. A positive song. I modified and tweaked my morning routine to fit with my personality and style, and I found that creating songs is very helpful. I've taken affirmations and incarnations and learned previously how to make song versions of them to help me move them along a little nicer. Let me give you an example. Sing this on count 4. It's a beautiful day and it's going May. Everything's alright, 'cause I have my sight. Of course, I've made it better over time. Right? So you get the idea, right? Alright, so probably would have sung it better if I wasn't rushing, because my toddler is not awake. But okay, we're going to continue. How to create affirmations that work. Write your affirmations in the present tense as though they are happening right now. For example, I'm so glad I get to share wisdom with the audience each day and instill a sense of confidence and security in others. Avoid negative language. This means including words like not, won't, etc. So this is recapping what we talked about. Also avoid using words that imply lack. I want is not a part of your affirmation. Keep your affirmations personal. Remember, the affirmations are for you, your actions, your feelings, your manifestations, and adding to what others will do is a waste of time when you're trying to focus on you. Keep them powerful and make them short. Concise statements that can command into existence. And it might feel a little crazy at first, but it works. Trust me. So we want to go over the move, think, and speak. Move, you can do wall sits, downward dogs, jumping jacks, running plays, drink water, walk around, dance, breathe, patterns, power poses, and smile. Right? Think, gratitude, journaling, free writing, meditation, or prayer. Speak, gratitude out loud, affirmations, incarnations, and positive songs. An example morning routine that only takes 6 minutes. And you might be wondering how to put it all together. So I'm including a quick example of how to create a morning routine that will only take 6 minutes to complete. So there really is no excuse for not having enough time. All right, so the night before I follow these steps previously mentioned, set expectations and create anticipation for the morning and decide what time I want to wake up. 5 hours is the right amount of time I need to wake up feeling energized and ready to take on my day tomorrow. So minute 1, jump out of bed, take your Superman or Superwoman pose, breathe deep, breathe for 2 minutes. Do a wall sit against a door. Breathe deep for 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, walk to your desk, write in your journal. All right, and this is like a freestyle writing. And again, this is an example. It doesn't have to be your routine, but the routine of 6 minutes. And you can fill in the spaces however you want. Minute 5, walk into the kitchen. Inhale for your 4 breaths, remembering the cycle, right? The 2, 4. The cycle, just go back to the cycle in this audio or the book because I don't want to say it wrong. All right, but do your Tony Robbins breathing routine. All right, and then you can, in minute 6, begin your prayer, speaking to the Lord. I am so grateful to be awake and alive this morning. I am a clear vessel, not an empty one. I'm ready to use my talents and my strengths to do what needs to be done today that brings about your will on this earth. Lead and guide me today. Thank you so much for being with me, enabling me to have purpose. Then you can go right into gratefulness. I am so grateful for 3 things about myself, 3 things around me, 3 moments in my life, 3 visions of who I am. So when you're saying you're grateful, what are the 3 things about yourself that you're grateful for? What are the 3 things around you that you're grateful for? What are the 3 moments in your life that just recently happened that you're grateful for? And what are 3 parts of your vision for your purpose or whatever you're achieving that you're grateful for? And then take action by drinking some water, having a small breakfast, whether it's oatmeal, egg whites, smoothie, and some type of juice that is going to help invigorate your body, whether you're taking your vitamins with the water or you're mixing up some type of noni juice or something else that can assist you. All right, so done. There it is. There's an example of a morning routine in action. Notice I don't exactly separate the actions in framework. Many of the actions and exercises can overlap with each other. In the first 6 minutes of my morning, I'm able to get moving and get ready to take on the day. And that's exciting, right? So in conclusion, give yourself a pat on the back for making it this far. You've gone through the entire guide and now you have all the information you need to get going in your morning routine. All right, so we've discussed 2 factors that determine if you will wake up energized or would you be anticipating the motivation necessary for your day. You've also learned 3 components and frameworks for designing an amazing morning routine. And those 3 things are moving, thinking, and speaking. Throughout the rest of this guide, you will be given some excellent strategies and tactics that you can implement most immediately. And you can even have a sample of that routine that you can follow and complete within 6 minutes. And if you can take on a 10-day challenge to do those 6 things that we went over, and just go back through the audio or look into your workbook, your ebook, because you should have a workbook, audio, and ebook here. All right, so go through those things. All right, and of course, you have time to work through it and get it the way you need it and change what you need. But try a 10-day challenge of having the first 6 minutes of your morning in a routine. All right, and that is going to take some action. You're going to have to put action into it. So I challenge you to give it 10 days and see how you feel. The whole point of this book is to get you going. After 10 days, I am convinced that you will feel a difference. You will probably want to know and do more, but be flexible. You can double, triple, or quadruple your morning routine, but 6 minutes is a good time to get started. Then you can expand to 30 to 60 minutes with the right design. Don't try to separate everything into a different framework. Many of the actions that you put into your routine will have to overlap. This is normal. Just add the things that you feel comfortable setting up and doing. Try new ones for a few days and see how you feel. You can start creating your own. and keep the framework, but fill it in with what works for you. As you reference and start extending what you do, please share your discoveries and findings with me, and I want to hear more about it. Now, you can reach me at sitathomeprofits.com. That is www.sitathomeprofits.com. All right, so go there. Make sure you are a tribe member if you're not. And then also make sure that you are a tribe member at Sit at Home Profits Patreon /Patreon, because this is where you're going to be accessing more things like this good morning routine, mastering your morning and commanding your day ebook, and other things that is going to help you power through the process of mastering moments in your life that's going to help you be more productive, help you leverage the internet for profits, and get more out of your day, more out of your life, and overall just to help you feel powerful and enlightened. All right, guys, so this has been Teresa Cole. I hope that you have enjoyed it. I have to go get my screaming toddler, and I will catch you in the next thing that we do here at Sit at Home Profits. If you want to change your life, you have to speak directly to that victim inside of you and tell that victim to get out of there and say, that's not me. That will never be me. I'm not a victim. I'm a powerful human being who has opportunities, who has tools, who has the ability to change my story.